Hello. We're going to get this started. This is an impromptu live. Hope you guys could hear me out there. Could anyone hear me? Just let me know in the chat. Hope my audio's synced up here. So this is an impromptu live, and there's some stuff happening in other chats, which we're going to talk about, because I don't think that we should be hijacking or monopolizing other people's chat for our selfishness. So I want to provide an opportunity for others to come up and share and have a good constructive conversation about certain things. And I think we all could be mature and adult enough to get through things together. So I'm going to let someone up and I'm going to say that I'm trying to make things work. This is why I'm doing it. So in saying that, welcome everyone. Again, I know this is last minute. Everyone's like, oh, what the hell's happening? But I'm not trying to steal people from Jeff's channel. Please go support Jeff. But there are things going on in the chat that shouldn't disrupt Jeff's channel, and I'm trying to be very respectful. Jeff has great things going. He doesn't need to be bogged down with any kind of dramatic shit. So in saying that, let's welcome my first guest on panel. Behave is all I have to say.
Oh my God, this is gonna be the lamest shit ever. Take the video down, by the way. You spoke that, you did the whole monologue.
Okay, stop. So tell me why this is gonna be the lamest shit and why you would come to experience the lamest shit ever. Let's start by answering one question at a time. Why is this the lamest shit? Have at it.
Well, I didn't come here for an interrogation, but can you take that video down? There's a video playing in the center, and it's awfully distracting. Nobody wants to see.
Why are you reminding me there's a video playing?
Why do you have a channel in the first place?
Why do I wait? You didn't answer my first question, so let's start with that, and then I'll answer why I have a channel. So
okay, so we'll go one for one then. We'll go one for one. I answer a question, then you answer a question. Is that how this is going to work?
No, stop. Do not overspeak me, okay? This is, you're going to listen to me. So you said that this live was what?
When did I say this live was? Well, can you take the video down in the center? It's like, it's in your
screen. Let me ask you this. If I take the video down, is that going to make you nicer?
I don't think I've not been nice.
Okay,
I mean, well,
I will take the video down because for some reason it's apparently really bothering you, and I don't.
Well, we're not driving through like Detroit. What is that? Driving through Detroit or something?
You want to know what that is?
Yeah, that looks like a tunnel. That looks like blight. It looks like graffiti on the wall.
Yeah, so actually that's interesting. That is me going through Rome on the way to the Vatican. That's how it looks on the way to the Vatican, Josh.
Well, isn't that very interesting? I would have thought it was downtown Detroit or something.
No. You have a world travel person on the panel, so we can talk about all this great shit if you want. But you said this live, you started by saying that this live is ludicrous, so I want to know why.
No, I didn't say ludicrous. I said it was going to be lame. It was going to be lame because I didn't know you even started a channel. Why would you start a channel?
No. So you are jumping. So if we're gonna have intellectual conversations, Josh, you know I have linguistic prowess on you, number one. So if you're gonna try to be the silly word games and try to take me out and down these avenues, you know I'm the last person that can do that. So stop trying to deter and deflect. Why is this a lame live?
Well, just look at it.
Look at what? You decided to come here.
You have a ticker on the bottom that says smilers never lose and frowners never win. Then it says,
Does
So
that
let
offend
the
you?
sunshine in, face
Yeah.
it with a grin, open up your heart and let the sunshine in.
You know
It's
what
like
that
it's
song
all,
is from? You know what that song is from?
yeah, but it's all fluff and bullshit. Like it's all fluff and bullshit.
And
Like why
I
don't
should
we
care, and I should care what you think, Josh. Tell me why I should care what you think. Sorry,
uh
everyone is coming in. Welcome. The reason for this live is because there was some disruptive stuff happening in Jeff's live. And I want to address it because I don't think it's fair to ruin someone else's live
did
with
you like
dramatic shit and making it about you, Josh. What is the problem? Why do you think my live is lame that you decided to come to? Is it lame because you're here?
well, it's not all about me. It's all about like, it's all about a higher power. It's all about something more important than me. I don't get any credit for any of this shit. But do you see how like when you go in somewhere and you start speaking common language and speaking truth, did you see how quick those folks are like on the side of truth? You see how quick that happens? Like it's an
Okay,
uncanny ability.
stop. So again, you're deterring and deflecting to how other people have some kind of perception and reception of me, which I don't care about.
Oh no,
And you
not
are
about
not
you.
directly answering the question. So why is this live lame that you came to? Because I have my own channel and you think that's lame? Well, you
I
have your
just
own
didn't.
channel. That's not lame. Why is this one lame?
I'm a little bit proud of you. I mean, just a little bit, a tiny
Why
bit
should I
proud of
care if
you.
you're proud of me? You think I go around doing life so Josh could be proud of me? I am proud of myself, Josh. Look at me. I have for 25 years evolved and changed, and you are still trying to drag me down with your whatever bullshit and saying my name. Why can't you keep my name out of your mouth?
Well, first off,
Okay, first off, let's go first off. Let's do one by one. First off, what are you going to address?
well, we were gonna do this where I asked a question and then you asked a question and we
You
both
didn't answer why
answered.
my
Why
live
is
is
this?
lame
Why
yet.
is this live lame? And then I gave you the answer and I said,
Okay,
look
what
at
is
the
the answer?
ticker,
Because
look at,
I have a channel.
and you don't know how to take the video down of running through
No.
Rome
It's
like on a
not that I
speed
don't know
run.
how to take a video down, Josh. I know how to take a fucking video down, but you're whining about a video and trying to deconstruct a live that you came to that is superficial shit because you don't want to answer questions.
I do like the pink, and then if you pay the $20, you can get rid of the StreamYard thing up there in the corner. But I think I just think it's adorable how, like I created a YouTube channel, then all of a sudden maybe it inspired some other folks to create their
Do
own.
you think I have a YouTube channel because of you, Josh? If you
I
think
didn't.
that, say that. Say that. Don't
Um,
allude to it. Be direct. When
I
we
mean,
use language, let's be direct because that is the only time people could understand what our point is instead of trying to brainwash them and guide them to an avenue for our agenda.
it really sounds like you're trying to dominate the conversation.
I'm not. I'm telling you how I feel. Either, you can deal with it or you can't.
You're speaking at a real high octaves level right now, or
Does a
octave
woman's
level.
voice bother you, Josh? Does my voice bother you?
I
Do you have a
didn't say.
problem with me?
I didn't say that, but
Okay, so I'll take it down. Okay, so I will take it down.
I'm just saying it's more pleasing to the audience. I don't
You
like
think I care what the audience thinks? Everything you say, Josh, is among a perception of what others think. Do you really care that I go around in my life thinking about what someone said to me on YouTube or if I have a video up? Are you serious?
I do think you're very sensitive to that. I did see a chat that day that Jeff kicked you off panel, and as a matter of fact, it was somebody else's stream that tipped me off to it.
You know why? Hello. I will be the first to say it is an absolute compliment that I got kicked off because I was
a compliment now.
I was up there with Frauditor Troll.
Well, yeah, that was your first problem. Why would you go up to see? That's your problem. You try to go up there on panel with Josh.
Why do you keep telling me I have problems with my own life? You should focus on your life and your problems.
Because you want a panel with Josh's. I mean, like that's your first problem right there. Why would you ever go on panel?
No. So you obviously do have eyes because I was on the panel before Frauditor Troll came up. I didn't
Why
go
won't
on
you
the
ever come
panels
on panel
because
with Paul? Like I
because
streamed with
you
Paul
go
for.
up on panels because other people who you try to clout after are up there does not mean that is why I go on panels. I was up there before Frauditor Troll. Absolute compliment that I got kicked off with Frauditor Troll. I will take
Yeah,
it.
when you started trying to tell
Frauditor
Jeff what
Troll-
to do, that was
What's that?
hilarious.
I'm
That was
sorry.
hilarious when Josh tried telling Jeff what to do, and Jeff was like, "Boop, see you later, Josh." Like I never saw jerk off Josh
So
get
that's
kicked off a
actually
panel like that. That was funny.
That's a great topic of conversation. Sorry, I see you in the backstage. Give me 1 minute. I
Oh
don't
my
mean
God,
to-
who are we gonna start letting up all
No,
kinds
no,
of
no, no,
random
no,
folks?
Josh.
Are
This
you
is
gonna
why.
take that damn video
No, no,
down because
that's
it's really
not how-
bothering me? It's
Josh?
bothering me so much that I might.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, we have someone in the backstage. I'm going to keep you back there because I need to work through this shit. Sorry, I can't see the chat right now. I'm going to take this video down because for some reason it is really bothering Broken System, Broken Trust. So maybe this will help him focus a little better. Let me see who I have in the chat again. Last minute impromptu. Welcome, Silly Wabbit. Welcome, El Perro. Erica's here. Bart Robinson. Hey, what's up? Salty Blonde. Thanks for coming in.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think we have Kfar Reacts too. Hey, Kfar, thanks for coming.
Oh God.
Thank you. If we need, I will be open. So Josh, hold on. Let me start. If you want a moderator, I'm more than happy to pull someone and we could have a conversation. This is going to be a conversation. I don't know if you saw, I did take the video down. I hope that helps you. So let's go back to the first question. Why is my live lame? Hey, Arlington Auditor, come on in.
So that was asked and answered. If we're in court, that's what they would say, asked and answered. Because
my live is lame because make that.
Well, your channel is just destined to be lame. I mean, unless you plan on like going at me or something like that, and then it would be entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, but unless you're going after me, like if you're trying to like, you know, buddy up with me, like it's not gonna work. If you're trying to go against me, it'll probably work.
Why do you think, what do you care what I do? You decide to come on this channel, okay?
Well, I accepted the invitation, yes, and I can leave anytime.
And so let me start by saying this, Josh, you know me.
Yes. Okay.
You know, I'm naturally a genuine and kind person.
That's debatable.
Okay, so you feel it's debatable, but let's tap into those intrinsic things right now.
Why? Wait, you said I answered your question, and then you just dodged the question I asked at the beginning.
No. So I want to have a chance to retort.
You did. See,
I want to have a chance.
That's what I said. It's like it's going to be. If it's.
Do you want to keep over speaking me, Josh? Is that fair?
I think you're the one that's trying to bully the conversation by over talking me and not letting me finish.
Are you being a victim right now, Josh? No,
I'm just pointing out that, you know, if you try to bully me and then try to blame me for bullying you, it just looks...
No. Okay, so
you just did it again. You just did it again.
Okay, stop and listen. If you think it's bullying, let's address it, because I would rather not have certain behaviors, because I don't want to put people down and demean and belittle people. Okay, so first, wait. That's the biggest difference between you and me.
Wait, first let me ask you, okay, so what is going to be, like, what is your channel and what is it about? Is it called The Lillian? Because I didn't even pay attention on the way in. Is it called Lillian? The Lillian? What is your channel and what is it going to be about? Let's start there.
So you see what the channel is, you clicked into it. This is one of 3 channels I have. And I just started to go live on this because my friends wanted a place to hang out and chat.
So this is going to be kind of like a lounge for conversations.
I don't know what it's going to be. I live in the present day. I don't care about growth and all that shit. If that's what
I'm asking you about the vision of your channel. What's the vision of your channel?
To be whatever it evolves into. I don't have a vision for it, Josh, and that's okay. And I'm okay with that.
So you don't have a goal?
My goal is just to hang out and talk to people.
Okay, so when I guess this is my fault. See, this is my fault because I jump into shit like too quick without looking into shit, but I should have
I-
just
Hold
read
on.
your
I agree
channel.
with you right there. You jump into shit too quick without thinking.
Is this how the conversation is going to go now? You're going to agree with me whenever I admit to a fault or something
It's
like
not
that?
no. I am agreeing with you whenever I can. I don't agree when it's based on certain things, Josh.
So, okay, how much do you agree with no victim, no crime on a scale from 1 to 10? How much do you agree with that?
Wait. So we're going to drop into criminal and governmental things and not address why we came here today.
Well, I mean, I would think if you would have me up as your guest, that would probably be the topic of interest. But I don't know. Like I said, that's why I wanted to know, what is your channel about? Where is it going? So I can kind of maybe pick some ideas out, because I kind of came into this with, I guess, here, check it out. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm just, can you put me backstage for a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we going to try to work through this, Josh, and figure out what the plans are for this?
I'm just going to go to your channel and read what it's about, since I can't get it out of you, or either you can't articulate it, you don't know what it's about.
I just told you.
So there's nothing in your about section? Like, okay, I'll give you an example.
You want me to tell you what my about section is, Josh?
Yeah, that would be helpful. Then I wouldn't have to do it myself. Do you see how awesome this is when you go and fetch the things that I ask you to fetch for me?
It's not, but it's not that hard for you to click on something.
Well, it is when I'm on panel now, because then I'm going to have to exit out, or I'm going to have to grab my second phone. And if I have my second, oh, by the way, happy birthday to Lily.
Let's not talk about kids.
It's her 13th birthday today. Happy birthday to her.
Wish it on your channel, and I don't want to bring children into this, because as soon as you say names and open that door, you're inviting it, Josh.
Well, when I woke up this morning, that was the first thing I was thinking about, and then as the day progressed, I kept thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then to distract myself, I kind of go into the YouTube panel verse and then argue with people in live chats.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm not going to be, doing the thing that I was, supposed to be doing, I might as well just go and try to win over some hearts and minds in a live chat and start talking about legal, lawful stuff and try to put the legal game in its proper perspective, which is what I've been trying to do on YouTube this whole time, right?
I don't know. What are you trying to do on YouTube? But that's another question. We're kind of deviating. So
send some super chats. Can you do super chats? Are you monetized?
No, I'm not monetized.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, any questions. If they want me to answer any questions, they better be paying you.
Why do people have to pay me money to ask you questions?
Well, that's how they do it in bigger channels. Like, you were up there with Frauditor Troll. You haven't seen Frauditor Troll's live streams? People send super chats so they can get their question answered.
Of course I have, but am I Frauditor Troll?
I don't know. I mean, I would hate if I was a channel like that, a channel that has to slander other folks and like be the scum of society. That would be horrible.
Oh man, yeah, you don't want to be a channel that is big and has a lot of influence and makes money. Do you? Josh?
Big and has influence is blah blah blah.
Someone invite Frauditor Troll in here. By the way,
he won't come on panel with me. Are you kidding me? He'll barely even entertain the thought of me being on a panel with him on his channel, so he can control the conversation.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie, all things serious. We have people coming in the chat. Chat, I like to be neutral most of the time. Yes,
no, she doesn't.
We all have feelings that come from a certain place. If people don't know, Josh and I have history, which is why I will not deal with certain things. And in saying that, I just want the chat to keep me honest if I am being too wild. Josh,
you're gonna have a completely stacked. Listen, I'm playing an away game right now. I'm at your stadium, and this is gonna be your audience, and like it's just this is what I thrive in. Actually, is like going into the opposing stadiums and just doing what I do.
Well, but I'm not opposing, Josh. I just think you're a shitty person. You and I.
I think you're a pretty shitty person too.
Okay, well that's great. But I have reasons.
So we're both shitty people. Where do we go from here? I don't think folks should take your kids away from you because you're a shitty person.
No, but
I don't think folks should say that you're not allowed to be in your kid's life because you're a shitty person.
Okay, so you're talking
Everything,
about kids now.
everything you've done on YouTube, like everything you've done on YouTube, I still don't wish. Even Kfar, you said it. Even if he's in here, that little.
Don't talk about Kfar and his kids.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Well, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say first off.
Well,
But
don't,
if somebody called CPS on him over bullshit allegations, this is what separates me from Kfar. I'm still going to be against the person that called CPS on Kfar. And whoever did that, that Tyrants Beware guy, he's a bitch.
So why do you think it's okay to threaten people by calling CPS? Because that's
I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay at all.
And why do you do it?
I've never called CPS except for one time on myself. I called CPS one time on myself.
Okay, you called CPS on yourself. All right, sorry, hold on. We're going down an avenue yet. I'm not ready to get there yet.
Yeah, we can go back to what's the whole premise of your channel and everything like that. Like, we can go back to that. See, this is the thing. I never knew you had any desire to open up your own channel. Although I should have guessed. Like, I should have guessed that you did want to do your own thing on YouTube.
Yeah, so I do my own thing on YouTube and.
Well, I'm just surprised because I don't know. It takes a lot of balls to kind of do something like that, and I didn't think you had the balls to do it.
Thank you, Josh. I'll take that.
Well, okay, so
but you know me. If anyone has balls, I have them. So why would you put that past me?
What, to start a YouTube channel? Because you're afraid of. I saw you on Vegas Valley's live stream, like one of the first times you've ever been on a live stream, and you were so nervous, and I thought it was so like just. Cute might not be the right word because I'm not trying to like endear myself to you at all.
You're getting into that creepy stuff that we've talked about before. I know what you think. And I said, okay, Josh, but also understand that some women don't like how you talk to them. And I left it at that. Remember that conversation?
Well, I mean, bitches be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, everyone's crazy and everyone could be a bitch. It's not just attributed to feminine.
I thought you wanted all women to be equal.
What are you talking about?
Don't you want all women to be like equal, treated equal?
So you want to talk about women's rights now? Okay, you keep going down. These are great topics. But the reason why we're here today was because I want to figure out some planning for you. Do you want to meet somewhere later?
If you want to go to the weed store, I mean, we could meet up there. Yeah.
Can you do it today?
Possibly.
Well, no, I'm not talking about possibility.
Well, see, the thing is, like, you're only like 10 minutes like away from where this weed store is, so basically it could happen anytime. We don't need to really like plan it. Why don't we just do it right now?
Well, so here's the thing, Josh.
I'll meet you up there in like 10 minutes.
I actually do have to plan because I have a family and things I need to do. So I can't get up and just leave for you.
I would say let's do some interviews out by the weed store and see like how folks feel about the fact that this country still locks people up for weed in certain parts of the country. There's folks in a cage right now because of what they're doing at that dispensary. You realize that?
Josh.
Lillian.
Do you remember what I was when you met me?
Like a hot blonde on a military base? Like what?
I mean, why? Okay, so let's stop there for a minute. Why do you keep reminding others of my looks as kind of like a
okay, fine. You're just
thing, right?
Okay,
like I'm the person
that
you tout around YouTube.
Okay, a somewhat cute blonde on a military base. What did you expect to happen? I was drunk.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
See, and that's what I'm saying. You go into these details that your mind cares about because you want people to know that you dated a hot fucking blonde. People have eyes, they can.
Okay, fine. She was an okay looking blonde.
Well, whatever. That's not what
Okay.
I'm talking about, because
All
you
right.
always take it. You just think that you could use me for my looks, right? That's why you keep saying that. So I'm going to bring that up, so everyone knows that. My question
But then
was,
you always qualify
when I
yourself
was
and be like,
19
I have.
years old, what did I think about weed? You're asking me what I think about weed at
And the fact that in
19.
this country we still lock folks up for it. Yeah.
At 19 years old, when you met me, what was I? What did I think about weed?
You were the biggest stoner of all time.
Yeah. So would I
Okay.
have a problem with weed?
Right, but do you think folks should have gone to a cage because they had? Okay, so back then in California, if you had got busted with it and thrown in a cage, is that wrong?
But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're just here to make plans, right? And this is
You
great.
already
Let's
made the
plan it.
plan.
If you want to have content, I agree. I don't want it to devolve into physical characteristics and attributes and you using my womanhood against me.
Using your womanhood against you. Do you see how silly that sounds?
Tell me why it's silly.
It just sounds ridiculous, Lillian.
Why?
Why?
Just because you said so?
Play it back and
this is
listen.
where I have a problem with you and those chats and groups you come into or go into, thinking that you guys could mentally break down people by saying, do you hear that, how that sounds? Do you hear? Yeah, you are weaponizing my womanhood. I know how that sounds.
Weaponizing womanhood. What do you mean by weaponizing womanhood? How do you weaponize womanhood? That first off.
Well, how come you could talk to me? How come you can't talk to me without bringing my gender into it? And
Well,
talking
you are
about my feminine attributes, Josh.
You are feminine, correct?
Okay.
Okay,
So,
if you
do
go
have
to the
any
store,
rights?
have you ever been to the feminine hygiene aisle in a store?
Have you?
Well, yes, but not for me, for somebody
Okay.
else.
Right.
I think I've actually gone for you before.
Is there anything wrong with that?
No, but I'm just pointing out the fact that there's no big deal. Okay,
so you hold on, stop. You just said there's no big deal, right?
But you also want to be treated equal. You want to be like my equal.
What's wrong with that?
Are we
equal? Do you know how long women have had rights in this country, Mike? Josh, sorry.
Did you call me Mike?
Yeah, because all I could think about is Cerrone, because my brain is like, you're just dumb. You're as dumb as Cerrone, aren't you?
He has flopped his wiener around on the internet.
I know, and you send dick pics in DM, so what's the difference?
You've never gotten a dick pic in a DM?
From you?
From anybody?
No, I'm asking from you.
No, I'm asking in general from anybody. Has a guy ever sent you a dick pic? It's not that uncommon. It's what I'm trying to say is it's not that uncommon.
So we should normalize dick pics and vaginas everywhere?
I didn't say you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying what I send to somebody.
Common. So when something is common, it's typically normalized in a culture or society.
Yeah, when I send something to somebody in private, I expect it to stay private, you know?
So when you have a bunch of DMs, you expect it to stay private.
How do you know about what's in the DMs between me and other women, first off?
Oh, I didn't say I knew. You're the one admitting to shit.
Well, I was guessing that, you know. I get wind of things that have gone around on the interwebs, but yeah, anyways, what were we talking about? I just wanted to know your genuine opinion about should you, if you had got busted with weed back when you were 19, when you were a middle average looking blonde woman on a military base, like to smoke weed, if you had got busted with that weed.
Why are you talking about a military base?
Okay, when you left the military base, if you were just out in Burbank, okay, and you got busted, do you think you should have gone to a cage?
You think I would be dumb enough to get busted, Josh?
I didn't. Oh my God. See, this is why we can't have conversations because I'm
Why?
asking
Because
a
I
very
respond the
simple.
same exact way you do and you don't like it. Listen, okay, a criminal is a criminal for a reason, right?
A
Do I believe
criminal is
that
a
some
criminal
hold
for a
on, let me
reason.
stop. Please just don't interrupt. Okay. It's not that hard, Josh. I know you can do it. A criminal is criminal for a reason. Now, if we want to define criminality, that's a different conversation, Josh. Okay. Do I think that people should go to jail for weed? I think, you know what? Let's save this for a live together and we can talk about it. I don't want to use this panel for live. We're supposed to be making plans to meet up for that live. And I think that'd be great content. Let's ask the chat what they think if they want me and Josh to meet. How about
No,
let
see,
them to decide? Do you
no,
want
see,
to meet me, Josh?
this is horrible. Just don't involve the
Why?
chat. Like, just don't involve them. They don't
Okay,
matter.
okay. So let's not involve the chat. Do you want to
Yeah,
meet me, Josh?
we can meet up at the dispensary in a little bit. That's cool.
Well, I don't know if I could do it today, because I have, again, family stuff I need to
You're,
take care
of
of.
course, because nobody can do anything until later. And then you say you live in here and now, and that's bullshit. I know that's bullshit because I could be like, hey, we could go meet
So,
up at that
okay,
dispensary in like 10 minutes,
I
and we could.
agree, Josh. So I agree. It is bullshit because I did say I live in the here and now, but I
Right.
need to take care of my child before I do anything. So there's that. That's called parenthood.
Well, thank you for that little dig. I appreciate
No.
it.
I'm saying I can't just get up and drop things and go. People don't understand that parents can't just, oh yeah, let's go do that. No, I have to take care of my home shit. But I'm trying to be
You can
reasonable.
bring your fucking kid. It's
No,
not like
I'm
I'm
not
like.
bringing.
What do you think I?
You
do?
want me to bring my kid to a weed store, Josh? Did you just say that?
Oh yeah, I guess that's not the best idea.
Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. If you want to talk about criminals, like going back to what you were saying on the military base, whatever, you're going down unnecessary details that you're just trying to plug in. So there's that. But
Okay, so then in general, if you had got busted in California, regardless, like it doesn't have to be military base, doesn't matter. If you had got busted in California with weed back when you were 19, do you think you should have gone to a cage for that? But then you said you were smart enough to not get busted. So is it is it immoral? Is it immoral now because you got away with it? It's moral now, or was it?
So I will address that. That is a great question, Josh. So, do I think people should go to jail? Okay, the word is jail, right? The common word is jail. Do I think people should go to jail for a weed? No. The reason why I said, right?
So then you should love what I do in court. You of all people should love what I do in court.
This is the thing, okay? Please stop interrupting. Please just be respectful in that manner, Josh. I know you can do it. What I was insinuating by saying I was smart enough not to go to jail, right? Yeah, I had weed. It was illegal. Did I ever fucking get caught? Josh, you were with me. Did I ever get caught for anything?
To my knowledge, you never got caught, but you could have skeletons in your closet. Just because I don't know about it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Okay, someone go FOIA my background.
No, I'm not going to look at it's creepy. Don't you find it creepy that folks would look up other folks? Like Kfar, he looks me up. Okay. That's creepy. Like he has a whole folder and file on me.
First of all, don't talk.
That's what serial killers do. That's what serial killers have folders on other people.
Josh, don't talk about Kfar. He's not on panel. Okay? If you want to talk about Kfar, then I will do the fair and right thing and bring Kfar up, because we shouldn't talk about people that cannot have a voice. Okay? So let's be fair.
How many times did you participate in a panel where folks were talking shit about me and they wouldn't let me up on the panel?
They wouldn't let you up?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Okay, why do you think people don't let you up on panel, Josh?
Because they're afraid of the truth and they hate the fact when they see me, they know I'm not going to fall for their gaslighting bullshit, and then they run. It's the same reason why nobody will come up on Paul's channel. Like I streamed with Paul for like a month straight. Just
Paul is
waiting. Just waiting.
You're acting like Paul right now. That's why no one wants to go on Paul's channel. Do you? Let me ask you a question.
I think that's false. I think folks don't want to go on Paul's panel because Paul's too smart and he'll fucking call out the bullshit as soon as he sees it, and folks know they can't get over on him.
No,
that's
so
exactly what
I'm doing the same exact thing, and you're crying about it. But Paul is your daddy, and that's why you bow to him. And obviously,
Paul is daddy, and I bow to my daddy.
Then why do you not go anywhere or just allow?
I'm only three. Listen, I'm only three. I'm only.
So why do you allow him to tell you what to do and what not to do?
I'm only 3% gay for Paul. I'm not 100% gay for Paul. So let's just get that straight and clarify that, okay? But haven't you ever heard how frustrated he gets with me that I don't do exactly what he does? Like him and I have.
Why do you want to hang out with someone who wants control of you, Josh?
Who says he wants control of it? As a matter of fact,
if he gets frustrated with you for not doing what he does, why do you want to hang out with someone who controls you?
Am I supposed to answer now? You had me muted.
Yeah, because I just want to get one question out without being overspoken.
So is this going to be where I answer all the questions and you don't answer any questions? Because it took me like 20 minutes just to get you to admit that folks shouldn't be in a cage for weed.
Yeah, we weren't talking about for 20 minutes. It's because you went down like a forest of fucking gnomes and decided to talk to the gnomes and ask them about their lives before you got back to the road about asking the question.
Well, yeah, I do like the pink on the panel. The pink and the black kind of go. You know, your avatar kind of blends with my avatar. This is nice now. I'm a lot happier now that we're not driving through the streets of Rome on the way to the Vatican. That's much better. But your question to me was something to the effect of, why am I letting Paul mind control me? And then are we accepting that premise as if it's true? Because I would say that it's false, because Paul tries not to control folks. As a matter of fact, like he wants to be the anti-cult, right? Like he could have way more followers. If he wanted to cult people up, he could. He's definitely he knows psychology well enough to know the dark triad traits and how to do that to folks.
So who doesn't have psychology well enough? Why is Paul the authoritative figure in how you should live your life, Josh?
I didn't say he was, but I think his message and my message often resonate when it comes to truth, and when it comes to helpful truth and things that'll actually help folks, like being able to speak for themselves in court and how to speak to public service agents when they're out and about everywhere. You're going to have no choice but to encounter these folks. And the more the tyranny creeps in and the more the fascism takes root, the more folks are going to have to interact with these public service agents, right?
Yeah, but here's
what Paul and I do is we show folks how you can speak to them authoritatively to not have to, face consequences from them. And then even when you know how to do that, sometimes that's not good enough. Sometimes you got to go to a court to resolve it. And so far, Paul showed 3 dismissals, right? Do you think that's a fluke? Do you think I've got 3 dismissals? Paul just got 3 dismissals. Do you think all these dismissals are just like flukes and just random events? Do you think it's random? Do you think it's luck?
So is that a direct question?
Yeah. Do you think all the dismissals, like just Paul and I, we have just with his 3 dismissals the other week or like 2 weeks ago, something like that, between his 3 and my 3, that's 6 between the 2 of us. Mm-hmm. Right. Do you think that we're just getting lucky over and over and over again?
I don't know.
Or do you think possibly Paul isn't exposing the fraud, but I am. Paul likes to handle it in private. I like to put it on blast in the public, sphere so everybody can see the fraud with their own eyes. Mm-hmm. That's where we differ. Paul actually gets really mad at me when I do that. He doesn't like he wants everybody to be honorable. And I try to stay polite, but just like with you, polite doesn't always work. So I have to be a little more stern. In
Yeah.
Shackelford's famous words, right? Shackelford wanted to be stern with me. So I have to be a little stern with you, and I have to be a little stern with other folks, and maybe add a little entertainment value to this, because otherwise it stays on a small channel and it gets no publicity and it doesn't do anybody any good, because then we can't talk about it. Does that make sense?
No, I heard you. I'm not going to. Do you want to hear my response, whether I think it makes sense or not? That's another question.
There you go. Yeah, does it make sense? Or do you think we're getting lucky? First off, let's start with that question. Do you think we're getting lucky, and do you think these dismissals are just a fluke?
So, right, let's get into the semantics of the word. What do you mean by lucky? You're talking to a linguist. Your word.
Do you think it's just coincidental? Do you think it's just like, oh hey, do you think that it's happening randomly, or do you think that maybe there's something to what we do in court? Do you think there's maybe
I'm not
something
going to
to
say
it?
there's something to what you do, but I will tell you, as a taxpayer, I'm sure that the legal system is done dealing with dumbos like you guys, and
Perfect.
that's why they will just drag it out. Right? You're just costing us taxpayers more money right now, Josh.
I'm not costing anybody anything, and don't gaslight me and tell me that I'm doing it, because I give them an opportunity to dismiss it every single time.
You pay taxes, it's your tax money, and you don't
Lillian,
care what happens to tax money. Let me ask you this. Do you care what happens to tax money, Josh?
okay, well, first let me just get this out of the way, because you have a judge and you have a prosecutor in my case, right? The prosecutor has the charge card. He has the credit card.
Hold on. Can you explain this without going into details about your case?
This is why you're trying to bully me again. You asked me to answer this question, and you're trying to bully me.
Say things that Paul uses. It's not going to have affect or effect on me. And if you want to talk about ablement like Paul does,
You watch Paul.
I do. You think I'm dumb, Josh?
You watch Paul, but you don't comment and you don't go up on panel. Why not?
Because you guys block me there.
He's never blocked anybody from coming up. Have you ever clicked the link to come up on the panel?
Why do I have to go on the panel? Why can't I comment?
Because when you're trying to distract in the chat, he forces you to have to come up onto panel, and that's actually pretty smart. That's what I should have been doing the whole time.
All he does is yell at people and belittle people. Why does anyone want to go on panel with someone who's going to yell at them and not let them speak?
Well, he is abrasive and obnoxious, but that's part of the charm.
That's where, it's the second time we agree, Josh?
That's part of the charm. That's part of the charm, is that you know how abrasive and just...
It's not
okay, so... But what I was trying to...
I think that's part of the problem.
Well, you were almost trying to insinuate or blame me for wasting tax money in these court dates. When there's no victim, there's no controversy on the other side. They could drop it any time. It's not me wasting the money, it's them. And then I'm just gladly wading them out into the deep waters, and then I drag them further and further out into the deep water to where I drown them like I did Costin. Remember when Costin had to let me go and waive all the fines and the fees?
Josh, that's floating in your head.
You did participate, and you did read that transcript on a live stream, correct?
The transcripts were so good, and you
they were. You should have seen it live. You should have seen it in person. It was.
If anyone hasn't seen the transcripts, Josh cowered with his tail between his legs and said he would do anything to have his freedom back, to get out of jail, and that was the transcript I read. Kfar is in the chat. Kfar, we enjoyed that, didn't we?
Okay, so you just muted me, and if that keeps happening, I'm just going to leave.
Okay, well, then let me talk. It's my panel, Josh.
Okay, but you keep trying to interrupt me and then talking over me and then cutting me off before I finish, and that's very rude.
No, because it's a conversation. Someone shouldn't just talk and talk and talk and not let other people respond.
You're the one not letting me respond. See, I didn't cut you off at all when you just responded. I didn't cut you off not one time. I would like the same respect shown. That would be great. But what I was trying to say, and then see, I forgot all about like where I was going because I just had to do that. See? And I had something really good lined up. And now I just forgot.
Yeah, because you went down the avenue about talking about me on a panel, reading the thing, and you distracted yourself. It's your own distraction, Josh.
No, you said something about Kevin and Kfar, and then I forgot. Like, I was going to say something pretty interesting about that.
And I told you, don't talk to Kfar. He's not on the panel.
Oh, but I'll do whatever I want. I'll talk about him. Oh, did you see? Wait, speaking of Kfar, let me just point this out. He shared Nicholas Somberg, one of the attorneys here in.
Nuts. Sorry, you know that. You know how I feel about. I interrupted you, Josh. I apologize. That was rude. Nicholas Somberg is nuts.
Okay, he might be nuts, but he is basically what he was trying to do by by suing Oakland County. Basically, what he did is he took a picture. If anybody doesn't know this story, Nick Somberg is an attorney. During Zoom court, he took a picture of Zoom court and then he posted it on social media. The prosecutor in Oakland County tried to sue Nick Somberg, the criminal defense attorney, for posting a picture to Facebook of Zoom. So if that's the case, Kfar just posted this the other day. He was happy Nick Somberg lost. But what that means is that Kevin might be subject to contempt of court and could get threatened by a prosecutor because not only did he take a picture, but he also screen recorded a Zoom court date and he published it. So he did even way worse than Nick Somberg did. Nick Somberg posted a picture. Kfar posted a whole video. Kfar should be locked up and threatened with contempt, right? By Kfar's logic?
So here's the thing. You just went down again on your little no path, which I'm not familiar with.
But I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious how you guys are contradicting yourselves and you don't even know.
Okay, so you said you guys are contradicting yourselves. How am I, Liliana, contradicting myself?
Well, you just said this is going to be a panel for conversations, and then you're trying to steer me and tell me what I can and can't talk about. That's the first contradiction. The second contradiction.
I didn't say that. I just said, just stay on fucking topic, Josh. I can't follow all these nut trails you're putting down. And
well, then take notes.
Hold on. You interrupted me. And then you just said, I don't even remember what we were talking about. That's your internal cue.
No, but the good news is I'll remember, and this is part of the reason why you like talking to me is because I can put out multiple threads and I can actually come back to them and we can actually make sense of them. And this is why, like, if you had just told me you wanted to do a YouTube channel, that would have been like.
Why do I need to tell you I want to do a YouTube channel?
Well, because I was guessing that you did. Like the whole time I was like, you know what, this little bee is going to open up her own YouTube channel. Watch. And sure enough, sure as shit, here it is.
Yeah. So here you are. You decided to come here. Isn't that great?
Well, am I your first guest ever?
No. Thank God.
You've done other lives. Thank God I'm not your first. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have to go watch some of these live streams and try to see what this is all about.
It's just hanging out with friends.
But,
I told you that. How come you need to keep beating that like a dead horse? Sorry, PETA and vegans out there, but you just beat things to a pulp.
You try to be way too politically correct. You know that? You're never going to make it on YouTube. You just apologize to PETA for saying beating a dead horse.
Why do you care how politically correct I am? And why are you trying to critique me on my correctedness?
Okay, how about this? I got a question for you. On my About section, the very first thing on there, it says, I am a First Amendment champion.
Which you're not, but that's what you think.
No, I am a First Amendment champion. I think it's on record.
Brain, right? And I'm fucking King Kong at nighttime. People don't see that. Like, should they believe me?
I mean, this is unlike being a legal scholar. You know, I'm not saying I'm a legal scholar. I'm saying I'm a First Amendment champion. I think it's been proven at this point.
Well, no, I think that is a little overboard there. I think you're just a wannabe advocate, honestly.
A wannabe advocate?
Yeah. And
oh
here,
my goodness.
So back in the day before Josh is proclaiming to be the 1A champion he is now, he used to come in my Facebook DMs. And what did you used to beg me for, Josh?
Did I ask you for nudes?
No, I'm surprised. That's the one thing you did not ever fucking ask me for.
I'm surprised too.
As big as a pervert you are, you've never asked me for nudes. So
I know that's shocking. That's usually like the second thing I ask for. Like the first thing I say is, "Hey, what's your name?" And then the second thing I do is ask for nudes.
Yeah, no, it is shocking because again, as big as a perv you are, at least like Oddly, you don't ask me for nude pics, but you bug the shit out of me. So that first year
Okay,
before
so
you
what did I ask you
hold,
for? What was the first
hold
thing
on,
I asked you for?
stop interrupting me. So, what would you beg me to go do with you?
What, go cop watching?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, why not?
And so, what, you were a cop watcher. And
Oh,
what was the reason why you reached out to me to go do that with you, Josh? Because you knew how I felt about the state of the police, right? If I was a bootlicker, would you ask me to do that?
so you're trying to qualify yourself to me as how much of a non-bootlicker you are right now?
No. I'm just trying to say that you think you're a 1A activist, this champion, and I think
And
that you're an advocate for something and not a champion. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
well, do you think I mean champion like I wear a belt and like I'm the best?
Well, then why do you use those stupid words?
Well, champion, I can be a champion for free speech. That's not like I want to wear a belt. It just means that I champion free speech as an idea.
So
There's a
you're
big difference. So I'm not
yeah.
saying I'm not saying I'm wearing a belt. I'm saying I advocate for free speech and free thought. There's a big difference between those two. So one sounds arrogant, which is the way I kind of meant it. But then the
Right.
second way, because first off, I mean, like, in order to manifest something, you have to actually start believing the shit, right? So it does sound a little bit absurd and obnoxious if I think I'm a champion of the First Amendment because I'm not wearing a belt, right? But I do want to, and that's what I want to aspire to. And along this journey and along this way, I've met First Amendment champions. I've met plenty of them. I've actually gone recording with them in real life, right? Folks that have been starved for 34 days in jail.
Yeah, you're talking about
Folks,
your buddy Press
yeah,
Homie.
folks that have way more balls than me, folks that are
You look up to as a DT because people starve themselves in jail, Josh.
for 34 days. I mean, like, I don't know what you've done to prove yourself to me, but you haven't fucking done anything like that.
Well, so yeah, should I be proud I went to jail? That's what I'm saying. I was smart enough to evade going to jail.
Right, that's the thing.
That I didn't go to jail and did not have to do that. Why would someone be proud to go to jail and do the things that you're doing, Josh? You are currently on the lam because you have a warrant, right? Why do you not want
on
to
the
go
lam? It's kind of hard to. I mean, on the lam. Do you realize the first time I showed up to the Taylor court, I had a warrant, and I showed up for their first attempt at a jury trial. So if it's cowardly for me to be doing what I'm doing now, that took a lot of balls the first time when I did go for the jury trial and I had a warrant on me. Holy shit, that took balls, right?
Okay, so let's just pause so I don't want to interrupt you. Okay, so how come you didn't go back for your other case hearings, whatever? Sorry, I don't know the legal jargon. How come you didn't go back for the other ones?
Well, there gets to be a certain point where I realize this is going nowhere and all we're doing is wasting time. So then I have to force the issue, right? Kind of like with a lot of things, there's been a lot of folks that have been too nice and kind and avoiding things, right? So then it comes to, it just escalates and escalates till it finally has to be solved. And I did that up in Clarkston, remember, when I just stopped going and then they brought me in chains. And then you said that I begged for my freedom, which is far from it. That's why you have to be there in person, Lillian, because the way you depicted it is not the way it went down. We had a whole full gallery of folks and they saw me come in handcuffs and they saw me basically give it to that administrator, like right to her face. And she still had to let me out of jail.
Then how come it wasn't on the transcripts?
Because oftentimes inflection of voice doesn't show up on transcripts. That's why you got to see it in person. Right. If you were there in person, it was way different than the way you read it off those transcripts, which is the whole point I have, which I think all court dates should be recorded for that very reason. You've never seen me in person, have you? Hey, KFAR has my Novi court transcripts. Go get those.
Let me talk again, please.
Okay, that's rude.
Let's just stop because I just want to use this like as a reflection. Did you recognize you were interrupting me?
I just muted because I didn't want to be rude and interrupt you. Correct.
Okay, thank you. So what you're saying is that it's important to know that you feel that there is more behind transcripts because there's intonation, and intonation has meaning. And I'm going to tell you, as a linguist, you're caring about the feelings and the emotion of that conversation, aren't you, Josh? You're not caring what's written on paper because paper is black and white. You want those feelings, don't you, Josh?
Do I want the feelings being shown on the transcript? Of course. That's why I point out every time a judge tries to pretend they're angry at me. That's why I point out every time that they have inflection in their voice. That's why I try to call out their bully moves so it shows up on the transcript.
Okay, so this is the other thing you had said. You said, oh, yeah, so I want to force it to go this way, right? Because you have an X, Y, and Z output that you want, Josh.
Incorrect. That was incorrect.
You're interrupting me again. Let me just finish my thought, and that way I could pass you the baton before I fucking forget what I'm trying to say, Josh, because you know I have a stoner brain and I can't remember, okay? So please just let me talk. So now I don't fucking remember things.
You were talking about me dragging it out in court, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. So you were saying that you want to force this XYZ outcome, correct?
That's a poor way of putting it.
It's a yes or no question.
Well, that's a no then, because
stop interrupting
me.
See,
you're interrupting me when you asked me to respond. Now I'm responding, and now you're interrupting when I'm responding. Do you see? Thank you. So this is more about bending the will of the court towards yours. Like, they don't want to let me out and waive all the fines and the fees. Do you think they just want to let me go and waive all the fines and fees after I've embarrassed them for 12 rounds and like drugged it? I mean, it's a driving on expired license, and it made it like to Artie's show, and it made it all like it made it on YouTube. Like, how embarrassing!
How embarrassing
for everybody!
Every minute of it,
huh?
But you loved every minute of it, didn't you?
Oh, well, of course, because I'm showing folks how to bend that court's will towards yours. All you got to do, you got to be unafraid to sit in a box for a little bit. And then they got to let you out because they have nothing on you. And then what you guys also missed two very critical points you're interrupting me. You're interrupting me again.
No. Can we just stop and just give me a moment to speak? Because you just keep trailing off into these other things, which I
Well, then take notes. Take notes. Like, are you a big girl? You can take notes, right?
Are you a big boy? Then you could deal with a woman telling you to stop for a minute on their panel. Is that hard?
The only reason I'm putting up with this is because this is your panel.
Well, and I'm being respectful, Josh.
Is interrupting me and stopping me, is that polite?
Yes, because
I'm polite to do that.
I'm trying to state something and you keep interrupting me, and then you interrupt me and go down this tangent, which I can't keep up.
Well, and then take some notes.
We're answering yes or no. So here was my yes or no questions that you diverted. Was that you said that you are trying to force some kind of outcome. Is the question, is the answer to that, I'm sorry, yes or no? You want some type of outcome, yes or no?
Do I want some type of outcome, yes or no? Yes, I want
outcome, right?
Yes, I want an outcome. I want them to stop trying. I want them to stop trying to prosecute folks for crimes that are not crimes.
No, for you. We're personalized.
Oh, for me, yeah. I want for me. And this is where Paul and I are much different. Paul actually hates the fact that I try to embarrass the court. He wants to try to be honorable. That's Paul and I's biggest difference. We both have a similar objective, which is to put this game in its proper perspective, the legal game back in its proper perspective. He has his way of doing it, and it works for him. He gets dismissals. I do it my way. I get dismissals, or they have to let me out of jail and waive all the fines and the fees. So it's a similar outcome. But like you said, I would think you would love Paul, because what you said earlier about, well, it's our tax dollars. Aren't you concerned that our tax dollars are paying for all this? You should love Paul then, because Paul is about getting it done right away in private and getting the matter handled right away. How friendly to the tax system is that? You should love Paul.
Can I talk?
Well, explain to me why you hate Paul for wanting to do that.
No, because now you devolved this into Paul, and I'm not here to talk about Paul. I know you want to talk about Paul, but I don't. So I'll just put that first boundary.
Well, you did say he was trying to mind control me, which I think is absolutely, utterly absurd, because...
I did not say mind control. Someone go back, look at the transcripts. Please
Okay,
show me where I said mind control.
Okay, he's trying to mind control me, which is very odd because the message that he pushes, and then if you've watched him for a while, he pushes the message of self-actualization, realizing your own power, realizing the divine spark that's within you, waking you up. He's not trying. So
Okay,
to me, it's just very bizarre.
Here you are talking about Paul again. So I'm going to take us back to the question I asked you. Right. So you have an agenda for certain output you want from the courts. Yes.
Yes, I want them to dismiss these cases. Yeah,
yes.
And I don't want to, and I want them to think twice anytime they go to try to prosecute somebody else for these cases.
You're over speaking me again. Did you just hear yourself do that?
Okay, my bad.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let's take a minute and breathe because I need a breath too. I know you get excited when you talk to me on panel, Josh. So
let's not go that far. Let's not go.
Well, okay. So what I'm trying to say is we both could bring it down for a minute. So yes, you have an agenda that you want to output from the courts that you said you're trying to force. So I want to.
I'm not trying to force them. Stop saying I'm trying to force because I'm trying to bend their will towards mine. There's a big difference between forcing. I'm against force. I want to bend their will towards mine.
Word. You said you were trying to force things to go a certain way. You use that exact word. That's why I'm using these words because you said them.
Well, then I misspoke.
I'm sorry?
Well, then I misspoke. So thank you for correcting me. I'm not trying to...
That is what I was trying to uncover, right? So if you're trying to force things to go a certain way, you want to manipulate the government to work in your favor, is what I was going to say.
Well, isn't the government set up to benefit society?
Well, it depends on what kind of benefit you're looking for, Josh.
No. In general, isn't the reason government is set up to benefit society? I thought that's the whole reason for having government is to be beneficial to society.
Is that your idea of what government is?
That's not my idea. I'm just saying in general. Can we agree?
What is your idea? Don't and this is the thing. You hyperbolize and generalize these things that people that say government should do this, do that. And I think you're just mislabeling and misrepresenting what other people say. So you have a speaking point. So what I want to know is, what do you think? What is the government there for? Not what you think. Why is the government there?
Well, usually the government is set up.
Governed, obviously, right?
Usually the government is set up for the benefit of their population. Mm-hmm. Right. And to serve the public, right? That's why when a politician retires, they'll say, hey, he had 30 years of public service. Notice how the service word is in there. Mm-hmm. Right? Do you think these folks serve the public? I can't even get them to accept paperwork when I drop it off. I can't even get them. Because
they're not your personal assistants, and that's what you want these people to do.
They're not servants. See. So if you go in there and ask for service, you expect service. But if I go in there,
no, I said personal assistant. They are not your personal assistant. And what you were trying to do during COVID, when you went in there, trying to put your CPS papers, whatever it was, is you thought you could tell people what to do with your papers. Those are your papers that you need to put in the court for yourself, because that's your responsibility and your accountability. You can't go order people around and tell them what to do with your papers.
Did I order anybody around?
Yeah, there's videos of
you. Okay, show me the video. Show me the video where I'm ordering folks around. I'd love to see it.
Gosh, that's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to bring up videos. You did it.
Then show me the video. Help me learn, Lillian. Help me learn and tell me where I was being overly demanding. Show me the video and say, hey, this is where you were being a rude prick.
Well, so this is what happened, right? You did not want to go through the metal machine. Again, that is your prerogative. And so you had to go through the metal machine to
metal detector. It's a metal detector.
Gosh, everyone on this call, on this panel, English is my third language. So I do have a problem with words. Absolutely. And I will be humble enough to say that I am not smart. I do not have 100% control of my English language.
It's a good thing you were pretty, right?
Yes, because looks are better. Absolutely. So what you did was you went, and then you didn't want to go through the metal detectors, right? But you had to go in order to go to the counter to submit the paper. So you threw a fit, and you told people to
Threw a fit.
picture.
See, this is why I have to interrupt you, because you say I threw a fit. Show me the video of where I threw a fit.
Okay, someone in the chat put the link, because I'm not. So what you're doing is you're just going to be stuck on details. So regardless.
Well, but if we're going to speak, let's speak. You just said, let's speak clearly. And then you pointed out to me somewhere where I may have used a word that I didn't intend to use, and I corrected it. I was trying to do the same thing and return the same favor to you. And then you took it as an insult.
Because I said metal detector.
Well, I was just trying to help you out. No, I'm saying right just now, you stated that I went in there and I threw a fit. And I'm saying, where did I throw a fit? Show me the video of where I threw a fit. Show me that video.
Let me ask you this. What was your reception when they told you had to go through the metal detector?
I said my exact words were, well, I guess I will waive my Fourth Amendment right and go through the metal detectors. That's what I said. Those were my exact words. I've seen it on the video 1,000 times.
And then did you end up going through the metal detectors?
No, that's when the guy said, out, out, out. He pointed and he said, out, out, out.
So why did he say out, out, out to you, Josh?
You would have to ask him. I don't know what's going through that fruitcake's mind when he's ordering somebody out of a building for asking or for making a statement, I'll waive my Fourth Amendment right and I'll go through the metal detectors. Do you think that's grounds to be ordered out of a building, Lillian?
Can I ask you a question?
Lillian, it's on video.
Yes, I know. So why don't you go back and watch that video? I am verbatim. I am verbatim discussing what happened in the video right now. And you know that, right? And
then do you know what happened? What was the outcome of that? Remember, they tried hitting me with a disorderly charge. I don't
blame people to ask you to leave because you're a pain in the ass.
Okay, so you're a pain in the ass. People should just tell you to leave when you have serious matters to take care of at a courthouse?
Well, if I'm not being reasonable and wanting to genuinely, authentically resolve something.
You're a far bigger pain in the ass than I am. So by your logic, they shouldn't help you at all.
Well, you think I would go in there and fight about ridiculous things?
Well, you do know it was COVID at the time, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So there were a lot of folks confused about how these government buildings were functioning, right?
Okay, so here you are. You're just, again, devolving into details to take away from what we were talking about to show that you have ammunition to act the way you do, right?
I didn't say see, this is the problem. You just took everything I said and you think I'm trying to use it as ammunition towards something. When I'm trying to say I used my camera as a defense mechanism. And you're acting like I was using it as an offensive weapon to go in there and
did I say anything about your camera, Josh? In this entire conversation, did I mention anything about your camera?
Do you have the ability to push videos here?
I sure do.
Okay, well then bring it up. It's on my channel.
No, I don't. If anyone knows my channel, they know I don't play videos. Well, especially your videos, Josh. I should be the last person you're ever asking to play your fucking videos. Come on.
Well, we can see exactly what happened, and then you can try to convince your audience that what your version of it is different from the version.
So I guess this goes back to how we open this conversation up, right? So
that this is going to be lame stream and like this is a lame channel and.
Yeah, so it's our sphere of influence, right? So you're saying that I'm going to play the video and use my bias to influence my audience. No, audience has their own brains, Josh.
Right, so play the video and let them form their own opinion.
Yeah.
Right, not the version that you're trying to say. Like I went into the court and I was being a pain in the ass and I was trying to order people around, which I did none of that.
Or Josh, or the
I did none of that. I didn't order anybody around. I said, hey, could you take this paperwork down there for me? Is that ordering anybody around?
okay, so this is what I'm trying to say, and he keeps overspeaking me, right? He doesn't want people to hear my opinion of what happened, but he wants to have influence with his opinion, and tell people what they should think. I do not have people on here to tell them what they think. My chat knows I will not influence you what to think. You guys have your own brains, and I'm not here to put anything up for anyone to have judgment. It is up to the people to make their own judgment, Josh.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Since you're gonna try to narrate a story, and it's like, well, it's on video. Why don't we just play the video? Then you're telling me that, well, no,
we're having. So this is where you have a conversation, and I can have a conversation without a video, Josh. Right?
But I would love to see what happened. I would love to see where I was rude. I would love for you to point it out to me and say, this is exactly where you were rude. Do you see how you were in this video? Because it didn't happen. The reason you don't want to play the video is because you know that didn't happen.
No. That's your perception. And if you
well, damn right, it's my perception.
Stop interrupting, Josh. So it's my perception, and I was sharing to you my perception, which you don't agree with. And this is where I think you just need to hear me out for a minute. It's okay to not agree, but you don't have to keep trying to tell people what to believe.
I'm not telling anybody what to believe, Lillian. I'm telling you to play the video so folks can make it.
So I'm just really tired of being interrupted. I'm sorry, everyone, but okay, Josh, go ahead and state what you need to state. But I just
I'll dip out. I'll dip out. I'll dip out. This has been a fun.
I'm going to wrap it up, but I want to say, if you want to look at a video, let me do it on another stream. I'm not prepared to do any of this.
Okay, why didn't you just say that then?
Well, because I just told you that's not what I do on my channel.
Okay, I asked you what you do on your channel, and then you told me at the beginning you were trying to, you didn't want to tell me what your channel was about at the beginning.
No, I told you what my channel was about, but you didn't want to accept what I said my channel was about and try to undermine me and overtalk me and tell me what you thought my channel was.
Do we even have anybody watching this at this point?
Yeah, I think I have the most viewers I've had in a long time.
You're welcome.
No, it's because of me. They're here, not because of you, Josh.
Well, of course, it's because of you.
So, Josh, listen, I'm sorry, but I do need to wrap up because
I was just about to drop down myself.
But if you want to do it, let's do it another day. I just want you to understand I was not prepped to do all that stuff and get in it. All I want to do was get online with you and figure out a time and day. I can't meet with you at the dispo today, but I would love to do a live session where we talk about that. I think that would be great because marijuana is legal here in the state of Michigan, but I cannot take my child, and I shouldn't be taking my child to have these interviews, Josh.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that. And of course, just so everybody is clear, so you wanted to set this up for today and then you backed out and you didn't want to do it today.
Well, no, because you're like, let's do it right now. I can't do it right now.
Okay, well, a couple hours from now.
Well, so can I talk to my family and make sure that my kid's taken care of before I go run?
What kind of arrangements are you making, Lillian?
Criminal around town? Wouldn't that be
criminal around
you have a fucking warrant, Josh?
Oh my God. Do you know how many folks out there have warrants for bullshit petty crimes?
Yeah. So you're
right.
Okay.
Are they dangerous? Are they dangerous?
You don't care what someone has a warrant for, you would hang out with them?
I know a ton of people. My sister had somebody over with a warrant for my daughter's birthday party. She had the guy with the warrant around.
Yeah, but again, this is where
we see now. Do you see how silly this all starts to look?
No, it sounds silly to you, but let me explain. People are unique individuals, and some people, just because you are comfortable with something doesn't mean other people are comfortable with something. Remember that, Josh. You got to think about others. It's not just about you. I know that you feel that way, but other people have thoughts and feelings too. Yours aren't the ones that rule.
On that note, again, just putting the legal game back in its proper perspective. That's basically what I'm about. So thank you for having me up.
Yeah,
And
next time
maybe
don't overtalk me, okay, Josh?
I'm trying to get better at that.
Well, that's why. Let's figure it out.
Stop trying to demasculate men too, by the way.
I don't.
Okay?
It's a man's problem if they are intimidated by a woman, Josh.
Okay. Bye, Lillian.
Bye. All right. Well, there you have it. That was hot. Thanks for coming in. I know it was last minute, so I will not hook up. I'm not even going to say that because he is going to cut that. My intent is if anyone out there thinks this would be interesting, I would love to make some live panels. I guess you can say not live, but I am more than open and willing to go into what Josh was saying, go to a dispensary, talk about marijuana. If that interests anyone, let me know. Josh, yes, so I do want to do a meetup. Let's do it. I don't know what my family life is like today. But that was the purpose of this conversation. Again, we were over in Jeff's, Gen X Jeff, Outliers and Exiles. Please go check him out. That chat was being, not on topic, and I don't think it was respecting Jeff's panel, but that's why I brought it out here, because I didn't want to burden Jeff with the drama that was in there. Let me do this. Does anyone want to come up for a minute? I will give people 1 minute to talk. I do need to hop off, but I want to give an opportunity if anyone has anything to say, especially those, that have interest in this, that, oops, did I put the right code in there? Yeah. So I will, hang out for a few more minutes in case anyone wants to come up. Again, just really short. Let me know how I did. Feedback for me. I love feedback, how I could be better, worse. But yeah, if anyone has anything to say, there's the link. But yeah, again, so just so everyone knows, I do have a history with Josh. I don't put up with certain shit. And was I a live wire? Absolutely, because I will not deal with people coming at me a certain way. So this was between me and Josh. And when he tries to bring up other things, that's not fair to other people, but also to the audience in the topic of our conversation. So I hope I did okay there, trying to keep us. All right. Come on up, buddy. You got a minute. Everyone, welcome Rude Dog to the show. Sorry, Rudy, I didn't.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. Rudy, thoughts. What do you want to share?
Oh yeah, I've talked to John.
Oh, sorry. I muted. Sorry, say that again. I muted you instead of me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's all right. Yeah, I've talked to Josh before. I've talked to him on Ham Bananas when I used to live stream. Debating him is like debating a wall. It's like, I know his little history, and I know he was on Ham Bananas with Mike Cerrone. That was the funniest thing I kind of saw. I think it was Proby's channel that I saw it off of. But I think that the guy, he's like the other auditors. They'll say, they don't know what the 10th Amendment is, and they think they can do whatever they want. First Amendment is not absolute. There are limitations with it, because if the 10th Amendment didn't exist, there would probably be no limitations with the First Amendment. But you can't film everywhere. Filming's not a constitutional right. Filming never existed during the 1700s, during 1776, when the Articles of Confederation was created. That's another thing these First Amendment auditors think. They think videotaping is press. It's not press. They don't know about ethics. That's the thing to show respect, because they think that First Amendment isn't, there's no ethics in First Amendment, and there is. It's about, you do have the right to address your government, but you don't have the right to harass people. And there are some First Amendment auditors that are not bad. They just either cop watch, or they, do a little reporting, but, they don't interfere with people, don't harass people, but very rare I see that. The only First Amendment auditor that I think is okay is Ironton Audits.
Yeah, shout out. Wasn't he in the chat earlier? I thought he was in here.
I came here pretty late.
Yeah, I think he was in.
Yeah. But I.
So Rudy, I'm about to wrap up.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything from that conversation that stuck out with Josh?
Well, he was on his best behavior a little bit, but a lot of delusions.
He was on his best behavior?
He's been way worse than that.
Yeah, with me he has, right?
Yeah, and he does, and he does show a lot of sexual overtones, not just towards women, men too. He was like that with Ham Banana and even myself, which is a little creepy, but but that's the way he is, But other than that, he was, for him, that was actually his best behavior. But I think, well, like a lot of what he's saying, he does dodge a lot of when you tell him something, he dodges like I would say a question. When you answer a question or anything, he kind of like passes it around, because like if you were to say the 10th Amendment to him, he would be silent. He wouldn't know what to think. He like I said, it's like talking to a wall, because he thinks that like you have the right to film in the court. No, you don't. It's up to the judge. If the judge wants you to, some judges do allow recording, but it's up to them. It's not. It's their courtroom. It's the judge's courtroom.
And around that, Josh has asked judges, I think, to record, and that's when things go awry, when he doesn't get his way. Rudy, do you think I should meet up with Josh and do a deep dive into medical marijuana? What do you think about that? Not medical, legal.
Well, marijuana, I would say this, though. With marijuana, with Josh, I think it would make the government want to make it illegal. That would probably be a bad thing. To me, my marijuana, I think it's good for medicinal purposes. My dad does it. I think that with anything, even like alcohol too, they're in the same category. It depends on how people use it and abuse it. Usually younger people are the ones who abuse marijuana. The older people don't, because they're used to it. They don't abuse it. Young people do is they don't work. It makes them lazy. There's always pros and cons with any substance, but it would be pretty interesting. I don't know. It would be interesting with Josh though, because I don't know with him. I think
we all know that. Josh, what's your motive? But
yeah, I mean, if it was with Cheesehead or anything, or Big Jake, that would be a better conversation though.
Yeah, I would love to do that too. Yeah. All right, Rudy, thanks for coming up. Any final words?
No problem. Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. This is just a suggestion. I would suggest if you have Josh on there, make it a little open panel, where, like what Fraud or Troll would do. Like have like not a lot of bunch of people, but have one person, like debate them, and then then if there's other people, they can just debate them.
Yeah,
I think that would make your channel. You'll get a lot of views and stuff. And I know a lot of people don't like Josh, but it will, he will bring up more people though. Not a lot, but maybe it's a start though. But yeah, that's my suggestion.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, this was a last minute live. I was just intending on having a conversation with Josh. I didn't mean for it to precipitate into any other things, but we'll see what avenues open up. If Josh wants to do something with those folks, that's up to them. Yeah, so we'll see. Everyone, once this live goes down, put in the comments. What should we do? But thanks for coming up, Rudy. I'm going to hop down. Everyone have a good rest of your Monday. Enjoy the time with your families, relaxing, whatever you're doing. Thank you to those laborers that made our country what it is today. The working class is why America is the way it is. Enjoy your day, everyone. Thank you. Bye.